Hi folks, Howard here for VP Prepping and Survival, and this is a video response both to Josh at FrogTech's Gear Sanctuary and to the Bristol Prepper on their 5 items for SHTF challenge. Now this is a new one for a new year. We did this last year and a bunch of these videos went around, and what I noticed is both of them released new videos and they both had new choices, different choices, and had rethought and reevaluated, and they went in very different directions. Now the Bristol Prepper stuck with strictly 5 items. Didn't kind of add on, no kits, no anything. And Josh chose to approach it from the point of view as, you've got so many kits, it's unrealistic to expect that you're going to leave your house or your anything for any situation like that and not have a kit, a complete packed kit. Josh is absolutely correct in that, but for the purposes of this exercise, I chose to stick with the 5 items if I could. Now, you'll notice that I do have more than 5 items. I have items that are kind of attached together, but to me, that's one item. Those items are always with me. I would have them anyway. So without further ado, let's take a look at the 5 things that I would bring in an SHTF event if I were limited to just 5 things. I would love to see, before we even get started, what your responses are, what you would bring with you for SHTF. Take the time to think about what your priorities are if you can only bring 5 things. You can't bring a fully packed bug-out bag. I'm going for the minimalist view here, which is you just have 5 items, but FrogTech had a small pack you can check out. I'll put links in the description for both those channels. You can check out the videos that each of them did for their 5 items. Without further ado, here's the 5 items I would bring. First is this Sawyer mini water filter. Now this item made it in my last year's kit. The fact is that around me, I have tons of water. Even if you're talking about the winter time, I'm going to have a whole bunch of water by melting snow or ice. There's just lots of bodies of fresh water, so I don't need to bring actual physical water with me. I'm going to have access to it, but I need this to know that I can drink it safely. Item number 2 is a Shemagh. Bristol Prepper also chose a Shemagh, and he chose it pretty much for the same reasons that I am choosing it. The Shemagh is absolutely a multi-purpose, versatile, and all-around useful item to have. And when you're talking about only being able to bring 5 items, you're going to want things that can do as many different things as possible. This is good for covering to keep you warm, covering to keep you concealed, covering to keep your face so that you can breathe if there's, for some sort of minimal filtration of the air. You can also use it to filter water. You can use it as a splint. You can use it as a tourniquet. So many different things that this can do, and I'm not going to go through the whole list now because it would be pointless and too long, but the Shemagh is absolutely an invaluable item that I have become a firm believer in for SHTF. That's my choice number 2. For my 3rd choice, you're going to need a good knife. That knife might not look anything like this one. They're all different varieties, all different shapes, all different sizes, all different companies, but you're going to have a good knife in an SHTF event. And what I've got is this Glock knife. I am not a big Glock person, but this was sent to me as a gift almost 2 years ago now by a fellow YouTuber, and it's just an all-around, it's a well-made, well-balanced, it's solid, just a very good knife in a survival situation to have. So this Glock knife is coming with me if I can only bring 5 items to SHTF. For my 4th item, this is where we kind of go off the reservation of minimalism and really only bringing 5 things. This is all on one keychain, but what we have is this Olight flashlight. It is an incredibly bright 80 lumens for this tiny little flashlight. We also have a little paracord here. I think that's about 10 feet or 6 feet of paracord. And then I have this attachment here that does a whole bunch of different things. You have a compass function, some paracord. I think there's 3 or 4 feet of paracord. And you've got this clasp here where you've got a striker and a ferro rod, and it's a fire starting kit. So this whole kit here does a whole bunch of different things with this little keychain, so that's coming with me for SHTF, and that's choice number 4. And finally, choice number 5. Choice number 5 for me is this SKS rifle. This is my main battle rifle. It's a semi-automatic, chambered in 7.62-39. For the purposes of this exercise, 5 items for SHTF, whatever firearm I would bring or you would bring, it is assumed that you are bringing ammunition for that firearm. So I would be bringing a bandolier with 100 rounds on stripper clips packed already with this firearm. I've already got the bandolier set up. That would be going with me with this rifle for SHTF and anywhere else I go where there's going to be a dangerous situation. Well, those are my 5 choices. I'm really interested to hear what your 5 choices are. Everybody's got different priorities and everybody lives in different environments. If you live in an environment where you don't have any access naturally to water if you're out and about, then you're not going to bring a water filter because it's going to be essentially useless to you. You're going to bring physical water that you need probably. If you're in an environment that's maybe harsher than ours, that you need something to eat, that might be your priority too. No matter what it is, everybody has to think, what is the priority for them? What are they hoping to accomplish if you can only bring 5 things for SHTF? I hope this video made you think. Thank you so much to the Bristol Prepper and Josh at FrogTech's Gear Sanctuary for getting me going on this again this year. It's always a fun exercise to evaluate and think about and look at because prepping is a constantly evolving, constantly reevaluating type of an exercise and it's really individual. One of the things that I always tell people is prepping is an individual exercise because each one of us has to figure out what we're prepping for, what our budget is, what our environment is, whether you're urban or rural, whether you're cold, you're hot, whatever it might be. It's different for everybody. So there is no right or wrong answer in my opinion. And I would love to see what you guys have to think about this, what you guys have to say about it. Thank you very much for watching. Again, I am Howard from VP Prepping and Survival. You can also find me on Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, Instagram, Tumblr, and of course right here on YouTube if you want to check out my channel. Remember, in any survival situation, folks, you don't just want to survive, you want to thrive. Happy shooting, everybody.